Hey guys, it's Katie and I'm back with another guys advice video. Right now I'm just going to be answering some of your frequently asked questions on Tumblr because I do have a Tumblr where I answer a lot of personal questions and relationship questions. I'll link it in the description box. I really hope that you guys get something out of this, especially people that are interested in guys but don't know how to talk to them or are just really confused by the opposite sex as I am. I'll try to answer your questions in this video, and if I don't, please put them in the comments and I will do it in the next one, or something like that. Most of these questions are from anonymous, but since I didn't really give a heads up that these were going to go in a video, I'm just going to say that they're all anonymous and not give out any names because I feel like that's best. Katie, I like this guy who I knew liked me last year, and I'm pretty sure he likes me now, but I haven't talked to him forever. How do I approach him? Well, friends, the number one way that I approach guys, and I really hope a lot of guys aren't watching this because then they'll know all of my tricks, but I thought it's more important for you guys to know them. So this obviously doesn't work in all situations, but basically when I want to talk to a guy, first off, a guy that I don't know or I've never talked to, or maybe he's a friend of a friend but I'm not too acquainted with, or if they're in one of my classes, it's even better because I can text them or get their number from a friend and be like, hey, it's Katie, so-and-so gave me your number. I was just curious, what did you get for number 6 in the homework last night? That is like my biggest trick. I always ask about homework questions, and then sometimes we get off topic of homework. It's kind of just like a way for you to introduce yourself with this person and just talk to them before actually talking to them. I do want you guys to know that I really value face-to-face talking, and even on the phone, talking. I mean, I like texting. It's a good way to break the ice and stuff, but texting is not a good thing to base a relationship off of. You cannot have a boyfriend and just text all the time. You actually have to make an effort to talk to them on the phone or go hang out with them or things like that. And if it's just all texting, it's just gonna fall apart, trust me. Back to this person's question. She likes this guy who she knew last year, but she hasn't talked to him forever. So that's really easy because you already know him and he already knows who you are. So you can easily just face chat him or on Facebook and be like, hey, long time no talk. Or if you see him at school, just walk right up to him. I'm all about confrontation and just, not necessarily confrontation, but just walking right up to the person that you want to talk to and talking to them. It sounds so simple. I know it's hard, but guys really respect people that can just walk up to them and just talk to them, because I know it's all about guys making the first move and guys doing this, guys doing that, but we are strong, independent women and we don't need no man. No, I'm just kidding. We can walk up to guys and just talk to them, and we should not feel insecure about that because they're just guys, okay? I always have to remind myself that these are people too. I can't treat them like gods or anything because deep inside, they're just immature little boys who only care about one thing most of the time. Sometimes you'll find a gem among the rocks, and that's gonna be a keeper. But if not, gotta keep looking because there's so many more fish in the sea. But I'm really getting off topic, but basically to this person, just go up and talk to him, rekindle the flame, be like, hey, we haven't talked in a while, do you want to hang out Saturday? People ask me in my Ask Box all the time, what things to talk about and how to not come across as awkward when you're talking to a guy. Be sarcastic, make jokes, and just appear I'm all that, but appear like you're self-confident. You have confidence in yourself, because guys like girls that are confident, and it's kind of hard for some people because as girls, as people in general at this age, we all have insecurities about ourselves, and I've said this time after time again, I have so many things that I don't particularly like about myself, but you just have to forget about all of that, because guys, yes, they kind of care about some things physically and some things about you, but they're not going to judge you for every single flaw you have, especially the ones that are worth it. If a guy is worth your time, then he's not going to do that. Don't feel like he's just staring you down when you're talking to him. I don't really know what goes on in a guy's brain, but you just have to walk up to him and talk to him. When I'm at school, I usually bring up about 3 topics when I'm talking to people that are my go-to subject matters. Weather, school, and most of the time now is driving. Most of it's just waking up early and the fact that I hate it. People like talking about things they hate. It's just a proven thing. Say I'm in the line at the library to check out a book or something and there's a really cute guy in front of me. I might just lean over, and if he's not talking to anyone else or if he's just staring off into space, I might just bring up oh my gosh, I'm so tired or something. And he'll be like, yeah, me too. And he'll be like, what time do you wake up? You just build off of one thing, and the person will help. You're not going to be carrying on the entire conversation by yourself, so don't feel too overwhelmed because it's not all on you, it's on the other person too. But definitely talk about something that you have in common. And as high school students, we all wake up early, we all have to deal with crappy weather. Like right now, it's cold in the morning but really hot after school, and I always bring that up. Like, you might feel really stupid talking about stupid things like the weather, but in actuality, it's a really great way to break the ice and actually and build another conversation off of it and such. So this Anon says, "Hi Katie, so I'm a freshman right now, and there's this guy, and we have so much fun together, and I'm really starting to have a crush on him," smiley face. "The thing is, I'm sure you noticed when you were a freshman that some, not all of the guys haven't hit puberty yet, and still kind of look like little kids." Little face. "And his voice is a bit higher pitched because it's probably changing and everything, but he's really cute. Would you like a guy like that, or wait till he matures? I'm really stuck." Okay, this seems like the classic case of caring about what other people think. For a while, this did happen to me. Like, I thought this one kid, I'm not gonna name names because they're probably watching this video, but I liked this one guy. This was back in the beginning of middle school. I had no idea what I was doing with guys in middle school. I had this crush on this guy, and again, he hadn't hit puberty yet. He was kind of shorter, kind of younger, and I was like, oh my god, I can't date this guy because everyone's gonna think yada yada yada. But you gotta think about it. This guy probably feels so much more pressured to mature. How do I word this? All that matters is what's in here and here. If he's got good intentions and a good heart, then go for it, girl. Don't hold back just because he might have a higher pitched voice than you do. That's ridiculous. Okay, next question. So my crush sits next to me in math class, and we talk about math, what's the answers and stuff, but I really like him and I want to bring it further. Get his number or IDK, just get to know him so we can be friends. I never talked to him besides that, and he's in another group than me, and by the way, I'm a sophomore in high school. Help, Katie. Okay. Here we go. This is actually very easy. So what you do is not necessarily pretend, because this is classic Mean Girls. You don't want to pretend to be stupid because that's the worst thing you can do. Never dumb yourself down for guys. Say you have a problem with one problem, an issue with one problem. And I'm really bad at math, so I always have issues with little things. Nothing too crazy that'll make me seem like an airhead or anything, but I'll have a simple question, or I want to compare answers with someone, and I'll just turn to the guy next to me, the girl next to me, whoever it is, and be like, hey, did you get this? Did I do this right? I just talk to everybody, and sometimes I talk too much. But anyway, so this guy sits next to you, and you guys probably talk about answers and such all the time. So maybe you have an issue with a question or something, and you'll be like, hey, so-and-so, how do you get it? Sits next to me, can you help me with this problem? And he'll help you or something. And I'll be like, yeah, I'm having a lot of trouble in my homework or something. And he'll be like, yeah, he'll say something generic. And you'll be like, yeah, is it possible for me to get your number so I can ask you about questions tonight? Because I think I'm gonna have trouble with it. And he'll probably think nothing of it, just be like, oh sure, here's my number. And then you could text him and bring things further. I guess if you're not that incredibly desperate, you can wait for him to ask for your number and just act super flirty. There's a lot of different ways you can handle this, but I would most likely either, if he's a friend of a friend, I would ask a friend for his number and be like, hey, friend, can I have this guy's number? Okay, get the guy's number, and then text him and be like, hey, so-and-so, what did you get for number 7? Or something like that. So that's what I would do to tackle this issue. But first and foremost, please do not dumb yourself down for guys, because that's just cheating yourself. Just don't do it. Don't act dumb. No one likes a girl that acts dumb. This is all about school-related teenager questions, so if this is not addressing your problems, I apologize, but most of the time I'm going to talk about stuff that relates to me since I am in high school. So Anonymous asked me, there's this guy in my class who's kind of been flirting with me the whole year, as in a month, LOL, and today he went out of his way to come up to me during bio, and he was like, we're almost out of class. Woo! And held his hand out for a high five. So I high-fived him, and he just held my hand for what seemed super duper long time and was giving me the look. I'm kind of confused, LOL. Can I have your opinion? This is either A, classic case of he likes you and he's trying to show you he likes you, or B, this could be a classic case of you thinking something that didn't actually happen, which happens to me so many times because I overthink everything. Something will happen so minor, this guy just briefly glances at me. Then I'll be like, oh my god, he's so into me. In the back of my mind, I'll be thinking oh my gosh, this guy might have a crush on me, and that sounds so incredibly self-centered, but I'm just telling you guys the truth of what goes on in my brain. So I'm kind of conflicted here because I don't know whether to be congrats girl, you got yourself a winner, or ooh, that sucks. I'm gonna go with the glass half full route, and I'm gonna say, pursue this guy, please. Obviously make sure that he's as into you as he appears to be, because that is super cool. Like, I love holding hands with guys. It's just the best feeling in the entire world because you feel so like connected. So I guess either if you have his phone number, start texting him. Don't be like really flirty, I mean, because that's kind of annoying, but just text him casually and see where things go. If you don't have his number, kind of scroll back in this video and look at my tips on how to get someone's number. So I'm going to answer one more question. Me and one of my best guy friends are in a complicated kind of relationship. I like him and I know he likes me, but I'm not supposed to. We're like two fish in fish bowls and we can't bring ourselves out of the friend zone. Help. Oh my god. I could go on a whole video about how much I hate the friend zone. My foot just fell asleep. Ouch. Okay. So I kind of get where you're coming from with the whole friend zone thing because I've been there before. You have to think to yourself, like, do I really like this guy enough to jeopardize our relationship as friends? I've been in situations before where I think I really like one of my guy friends, but I actually don't. I just like the idea of either A, being with a guy, or B, I just like him a lot as a friend and I am kind of confused whether I like him more than a friend or just as a friend. So you have to literally like just have a heart-to-heart with yourself and be like, okay, do I really like this guy as much as I think I do? And if you still really like him, then obviously go after him. You obviously have access to him, so just talk to him further about it or something, or even like just go up to him and be like, so-and-so, I really like you more than just friends. Just be honest about it. But if you don't necessarily like him, I would not pursue him. I mean, it's funny how you can go from being friends to more than friends to absolutely nothing. And that's the part that hurts the most because we were so close and now we're not. That's what you have to be careful about. But as far as getting out of the friend zone, just go up to him and tell him you want to be more than friends. It's really easy, and chances are he probably feels the same way and has been dying to tell you the same thing. So go for it, girl. I have faith in you. Just remember that guys are people too. They're not their own special human race that should be treated so much differently than girls. Like, talk to guys the same way you would a girl, obviously about different things. Like, you don't want to talk about like makeup and like manicures and such with guys. Depends on what guy you're talking about. Like, obviously you're gonna have a lot of failed attempts like me, but in the end you will end up happy, and I have faith that you will. So I'll see you guys all later in the next video. Bye!